What wisdom is gained after turning 30? Well, I got 10 things. Either you're going to learn them maybe from watching this video, or you're going to learn them yourself, because there's bought knowledge and there's taught knowledge. I don't think the majority of these things you want to pay for. Number 10, work-life balance. A lot of people, they're going to tell you, you want to keep a good work-life balance so you can, stay happy. And let me tell you something. If you want to be successful, there's no such thing as work-life balance. Okay? If you want something, you're going to have to work. Okay? So your work-life balance is going to be off. It's going to be a whole lot of working and a lot of losing sleep and fun time and all that. That's what I'm telling you. As a 50-year-old man, if you want something, you're going to have to work more than you sleep. You're going to have to work more than you play, okay? I'm just saying. I'm telling you the truth. We're not pulling no punches. I'm not telling no lie. Your mortality. A lot of people don't want to think about this. A lot of people don't want to think about dying and death, but it's going to happen. But you can have something to do with how long you stick around here. You have a whole lot to do with, well, nobody else really has more to do with it than how long you are here. So you might not want to think about dying, but if you're not thinking about it, you're really not helping yourself out any. If you're not thinking about taking care of yourself, going to the doctor, eating the right things, staying out of the way, because it's not just health, it's about the risk you take. The environment you're in can also end your life. So your mortality, you got to think about it. You got to be serious about it. In your 20s, you're not thinking about that. You think you got forever. But once you turn 30, you might think about it a little bit more, and a lot of it is up to you. Number 8, your appearance will change. You're going to gain weight. Unless you're some person who works out all the time and who just refuses to be out of shape, because there are a whole lot of men that are so self-conscious about their stomachs. A lot of men, powerful men, but behind the scenes, they're worse than a woman about their stomachs. Well, your stomach, sir, didn't get that way by its own. So stop crying about it and be about it. Be about changing the way you eat. Be about changing the way you look, because your appearance is going to change for the worse or for the better. It's up to you, nobody else. Number 7, social expectations. It happens to everybody. Looking at how old you are and thinking that you should have done more, or look at this person, they're half my age and they have this and that. Keep it real with yourself. How many years did you sit around spending money instead of trying to make money or save money? How long did you do that? How much of that did you do, and are you still doing it? Stop caring so much about what other people think. You're going to hear me say it all the time, but it's the truth. My old man told me, nobody's going in that hole with you. You going down in that hole in the ground by yourself. Worrying about what everybody else think is a waste of time. You got to be right with yourself. Are you doing right by yourself? That's what matters. Personal development. Learning. Are you continuing to learn? What's the last book you read? Do you even know? Was it high school? Was it college? Or listen to audio books, whatever, or YouTube videos, conference or podcasts, or anything besides binge watching stuff on Netflix or keeping up with your stupid show? Are you trying to better yourself? Because this is so true. There are 2 people that God has no need for. The person who thinks too much of themselves, and the person who doesn't think enough of themselves. And a person who thinks too much of themselves, they don't need to know nothing. They know everything. Everybody else is beneath them. And a person who doesn't think enough of themselves, they ain't trying to better themselves. They just want everybody to feel sorry for them. Don't be either one of those people. Time is futile. You don't have time to waste. In your relationships, in your business, whatever you're trying to do. Time isn't on your side. It's not on anybody's side just to be sitting around wasting time. They said the average person watches a decade of TV by the time they're elderly. A decade. You've watched 10 years of TV. The average African American, they say, spends 38 hours a week on social media. You spent a work week on social media, on your phone. Time is futile. Get to the business. Make something happen. You only need one success to turn your whole life upside down. But if you sitting around wasting time, when is it gonna happen for you? Career plateaus. In your 20s, things, you constantly moving up, things are going great for you. And then you get to a certain point where you just can't go any further. Then you have to make a decision. What are you going to do? Is this the thing you want to do for the rest of your life? Is this the thing you're going to waste years doing? Or do you want to try something else? You're going to get to a point where you're going to have to decide, Am I going to settle, or am I going to take a risk and try something different? At some point, your career is going to plateau. What are you going to do? I decided to start a podcast. I decided to do something different. I decided to make merchandise, hats, t-shirts, hoodies. I decided to do something that I believed in. What are you going to do? Friendships will change. If one, maybe two of your friends will stick around from back in your 20s or earlier, you will be lucky. And if you move out of town or something like that, maybe one of your homies will still be around in your life. But friendships change. Life changes. They get married, they have kids, they get in relationships, they, take different jobs. You never know, they might pass away. You never know. Friendships change. And honestly, you don't need friends, you need allies. Friends want you to stay this new person you trying to be. I don't like him. I don't like her. I like the person I met back in high school, back in the neighborhood, back in college. When we was young and we just started working together and we was going out all the time. I know that person. I don't know this person. I'm good on them. So your health is, because if you not healthy, you can't go out and get nothing. You can't work. You can't build a business. You can't start a new career. You can't do anything. If you laid up in the hospital bed, or if, you got people taking care of you, how are you going to be the person you want to be? So treat your health like you would treat millions of dollars in the bank. Watch over it. Be concerned about it. Protect it. Those are the 10 things you will learn once you hit your 30s. Now, either you're going to listen to somebody, watch this video, and pick up what I'm putting down, or you're going to go through this list the hard way. You're going to buy it. So if you got any value from this video, from this podcast, this episode, check out the rest of our playlist on YouTube or on the audio podcast. Check out the episodes, and I'm out of here.